Good morning, everyone. Those who are with us with the live streaming. First of all, I would like to share a couple words with you before I'm gonna go to my sermon. I would like to ask all of you to stay in your houses and be safe. Don't go outside if you don't need to do it. That's gonna save not you, but those who live with you and those who trust you in their lives. That's the reason we got special order not to have people at the church during the services and keep the doors closed during the week time. Dear friends, parishioners, brothers and sisters, stay well. And we are praying for you. The services in our Armenian church continually going to be only by the servants, the clergymen. Please pray for all of us, for our nation, for whole our world. And remember that God is mighty and powerful. God can change lives. Don't be scared, because God is in our side. We as Christians, we don't have to scare for anything in this world. Sometimes people scaring more from this virus than from God. People doing everything to be safe from the virus than from the God. I don't know how God can answer this to all of us, but we have to be sure that we are in front of God's eye. Հանուն Հոր եւ Որդվո եւ Հոգվույն Սրբո. Amen. This Sunday in the Armenian Church, we remember we are calling the Sunday of the Judge, or Tadavorin Tiragi. From this Sunday's passage of Gospel, which is from the Gospel of Luke, I would like to bring a word that we have to remember all our life. We need to always pray and do not lose heart. In this parable, we can see that there was a widow, and in this widow, who were living in the world 2,000 years ago, has something that only judge can help. When she was facing a trouble with the judge, she didn't stop, and she tried to go and knock the door of the judge until judge finally did her judgment against her enemies. I don't want to go very, very deep to the passage of the Bible and read all the words from here, but I would like to take out the main idea, what we have to remember from today's service or today's gospel reading. There are three important things. First of all, there's three important things about the prayer. What kind of prayer life do we live? Do we live good prayer life, or we just praying once in a while when it's in a trial time? First of all, we have to remember we have to pray and not worry about anything. We have to say just don't worry and pray. Because in the parable, the widow didn't sit at home and waiting that someone gonna do her judgment. She never said and tried to get the help from outside. She did directly. She get to the judge for her judgment. Every day, every minute. What's her judgment? We don't know. But we know that she needs that judgment. She needs the support of judge, and she was going there and knocking the door and asking for her judgment. When we get worried, everything can happen in our life. When we got this feeling of worry in our mind, it can be bad for our life. And worse thing can happen too. Because our body was made natural to fight against anything, against even the viruses. But when we're getting worried, our body's making something that's against our own nature. And that viruses can come to us easily. The Apostle Paul was stuck in the Romans prison. He never gave up, even when he was sick. But he was trying to give his teachings to his brothers and sisters and writing the letters. He wrote the letters to the whole Christian world to encouraging them. From the letter of Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 to 7 we can read. St. Paul says, "Do not worry about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your request be made known to God, and the peace of God which surpasses all understanding will guard your heart and your minds in Christ Jesus." Do not worry, says the apostle. Just pray. Pray and put everything in God's hands. Number 2, that I would like to talk about prayer. We don't have to stop praying. We have to pray continuously, as this widow did. She was knocking the door of the judge every day, every minute. Probably judge was going out for lunch, she was right there. He was going home, she was right there. When he was coming to his court, she was right there knocking the door. Do my judgment. This is teaching us to have a spirit of prayer and not to stop. Sometimes when we are asking something from God and we are not getting the answer, we are stopping to ask that again. In the Psalms, King David or Psalmist David says, "I called to God, and the Lord saved me. Evening, morning, and noon, I cry out in distress, and He hears my voice." Psalm is telling us not to stop for a one prayer. Do it continuously, because that's kind of a vitamin for our body. These prayers, and we have to pray all day and night and the morning. Even afternoon, when we're going to be in a time of trial, we have to pray. Even Jesus, when he wasn't in a moment to go to be crucified, he knows that they're going to come and catch him when he was in a garden. But he prayed. He prayed to his Father and says, "Father, take this cup from me, but not my will, but yours be done." It means we are in God's will, God under God's hands. And everything that's going to happen in our life, we have to take that and trust Him. And also number 3, I would like to mention what our prayers should be and how our prayers should be. Our prayers should be positively. We should have positive prayers, not the negative prayers. Not that God can judge someone, but save someone. Pray for your enemies, says Lord. Pray for the whole world. Pray for your brothers and sisters every day. He will answer our prayers. The prayers that is good, that is positive. And that kind of prayers God is answering. As widow did. She knows that her judgment is good, should be done by the same judge that was never scared from God. She came with a positive attitude for her judgment. And here we are. She got her judgment. As I said, we don't have to wait for the quick answer from God. God can answer quickly, but not all the time. Just think about it. When we are in a store and we are trying to buy a gift, we are always checking it's the age for the child. If it's for 16 or 17 years old youngs, we are not buying that gift for a child. It means everything has a time. Everything has a time from God. But sometimes God can answer our prayers later. When He can see that it's exactly time to tell us, yes, I heard your prayer, but this is the time I'm going to answer you. We cannot judge His action. As this judge gave a time to this widow to check probably how she wants her judgment to be done, soon or late. Here we are in front of God's judgment. God has the better answer for us in our judgment. We are asking quickly, or we are asking God to answer that right now, but we don't know what's good for us. And God can give us the time and better answer for our better prayer. My friends, brothers and sisters, God can answer our prayers quickly, or maybe